Firstly, I'll teach some basics. Maybe there are any researchers. I have seen some of the chance to see the registration list where young researchers were there. So you need to know what is who is publisher, what publisher doing with his journals, and the process how it works. Okay. So publisher is simply a company. For example, today I'm applying for GST registration. I'm starting a publication company. So I will be called as a publisher. After starting a publication company, so I like to start a journal. When I need to start a journal, the first place I need to apply for journal is there is an agency called ISSN, International Standard Serial Number. International Standard Serial Number providing agency. So while applying for that ISSN number, I need to have a journal name. Journal of Civil Engineering, Journal of Mechanical Engineering, Journal of maybe Public Health, any discipline. Some journals recently they put some names like American, International. Similarly, they have some their initiative. Sometimes multidisciplinary, multiple topics. But the only unique thing the journal will follow is the same name. You should not have another. The same name you should not have another journal title. Very simple guidelines. If somebody started a journal name, maybe Journal of Civil and Mechanical Engineering together, I should, if I'm starting a new journal, I should not start this thing. So I can choose a different name, Journal of Mechanical and Mechatronics. That is possible, but I cannot use the same one. Now, in this, as a publisher, I just created one journal name. For example, we will take Journal of Mechanical Engineering and Mechatronics. For example, I have an ISSN number, I have a journal name. So immediately I create a website. When I need to create a website, I need some help from few people called Manuscript Central. Manuscript Central, then maybe OJS or Editorial Manager. Can anyone know who is these three majorly used by the publishers? When you are, this is a journal, when you are submitting your article, it will take to only these websites, Editorial Manager. Editorial Manager is a company where the entire research article is getting managed by reviewers and editors in backend. Okay, so I'm a publisher creating a journal name. Think I'm planning to, for example, structures is already owned by elsewhere. I may be maybe making a journal name like structural dynamics. For example, I'm just keeping another name. I have to get the link and other payment paid and get these details from editorial manager. So whoever wants to want to submit an article, they will have these options. After this, my research journal will be running for 2 to 3 years. Then I have to apply for index. Apply for index in Scopus or above science. They are globally indexed, and even medical-based researchers they closely work with PubMed indexed journals. Okay. Now, to get indexed, there are multiple criteria based on the journals. They have strict regulations now. They check everything like the citations, the quality of the research article, the back-end process, how it works. Whether, for example, I am from one institute, all the articles are from my own institute means they won't get. There are multiple criteria, and finally they are indexed. After getting indexed, when the journal is getting indexed, the advantage is For example, why every institute is running behind this NAC, NBA, or rankings, all those things. Somehow, some quality is getting maintained. If these organizations are not there, one faculty will take 15 subjects, one lab staff may be taking 7 or 8 subjects, 8 labs. That may be the case. But because of all these certain agencies, these academic institutes are at least they are following some SFR and some uh, like assistant professor follow 16 hours. At least something is happening. At least a minimum salary is given, even though this 7th pay may not be followed in all the institutes. Okay. Similarly, in research journals, right, these both indexed, they check the quality of these journals. These both index check the quality of the journal. Okay. So that's we call that as an index. Okay. How accreditations, or for example, how you see some company is ISO certificate, okay, some kind of quality they may assure, right? Similarly, these index journals are little bit they follow some quality. And this index journal, if you have any queries, you have any problem, they are collected your money and they could have cheated, or the review process is not happening properly. Any issues, you can contact these uh, Scopus or above science. They will take care about whether the process is moving smooth or not. I know in journal, I think some journal name, they collected multiple number of articles from a single institute, and finally all those articles not able to index because they have not maintained the quality. 200 article if somebody is giving you from one institute, we can't expect all the 200 based on Q1 or top quality. There will be some full A content article also will be there. Partially used A article also will be there. That depends on the authors, how they are serious, how their academic writing skills are. Okay. Now I'm just taking a journal name structures. It belongs to the publisher called Elsewhere. This is the journal name structures. You can see the publisher somewhere. Elsewhere Limited is the publisher. Okay. Now, when you go to this about, there is an option called Journal Insights. When you click this Journal Insights, I said that initially when they created a journal, they have a international standard serial number. This is the international standard serial number. To manage this journal, they need some efficient editors. You can see them somewhere. Uh, this is the editorial board of this journal. Editor-in-chief Professor Leroy Gardner, and there are huge number of associate editors. Other than associate editors, they have an editorial members, editorial board. You can find good number of editorial. Other than that, you will have a good number of. Other than this, you have a good number of reviewers. Now we need the ISSN number to check whether this journal is indexed or not. First, I copy this and I go to the website, Scopus website. This is the Scopus website. So you need to click the source. When you click the source, there are nearly 48,954 results overall. When you click here, click the title. Don't click the title because we are going to search based on the ISSN number. So click ISSN number. Just paste the ISSN number and click find source. When you click find source, you will get the results, the journal name structures. When you click the journal name structures, kindly mute your audio. I'll just click once again. Yeah. When you click the structures, it shows from which year to which year it is covered in Scopus, which is indexed in Scopus. Okay. So first confirmation is 2025, it is indexed in Scopus. That's the first check. The second check is scroll down and click the Scopus content coverage. You can see in 2025, 2217 documents are there. And when you click this document, so this is a very recent document. So just here you can see this volume or issue is 81. How you can check whether it is right or not? Go to this article issue, click all issues, and you can see here 71 to 81. Currently 81. 81 issue is under progress, and 81 issue is also indexed in. So 81 is here, and when you go to Scopus, also you can see 81 recent one is getting indexed in Scopus. It is available. The article is available here, right? So this is the second confirmation. This is the second confirmation. The third confirmation is in journal itself. In journal insights, you will having whether it is indexed or not. You can see here abstracting and indexing. It is mentioned it is indexed in Scopus. This is the third check. This is the third check. Now, third check also we have found okay it is indexed in Scopus. Now the fourth check is in Scopus when you scroll down, there is an option called as content coverage. There is an option called as content coverage. Scroll down. Titles on Scopus. Download the source title list. When you click this, you will get an Excel file will be getting downloaded. In that file, you will have nearly 63,000 articles, where 45,000 articles, sorry, 45, nearly 45 to 35,000 to 45,000 an average article you will find whether currently it is indexed in Scopus. You can see the list over there. It's getting downloaded. So, three checks I said how to check the journal is indexed in Scopus or not. This is the fourth check. Once again, I remind you, the first check is when you put the ISSN number and in that Scopus website it should show here. The Scopus it should show it, which is 2025. Second check is when you click the Scopus content coverage, here you check 2025 as well as go to the documents. Go to the documents and check the volume properly. Volume 81 as well as in the journal also the volume 81 is active. Okay, that is one. Then this is the journal website. Here it is. Here also you need to find whether it is indexed in Scopus or not. So here also they mentioned clearly this is indexed. Okay. Now the fourth option is you have an Excel sheet downloaded. I will copy this link in the chat box. So parallelly, if you like to download and practice, you can practice. When you click this, an Excel sheet will be downloaded. This is what the Excel sheet is. So if you like to know how many number of journals available in Scopus, there are 47,000 journal. In this 47,000, we can see many journals are active and inactive. See this first journal is active, second is inactive, inactive, inactive. Some is active, some is inactive. So what you can do is just an average. We like to know how much total currently active indexed in Scopus. Now we can see what are the total number of active journals. In Scopus alone, 31,000 active journals are there. Total 31,282 active journals, which means currently it is indexed in Scopus. Today, now it is indexed in Scopus. 38,000. Remaining till 47,000, the journal is not indexed. Now we are checking the journal for Scopus, right? The journal name structures. Now this journal has an ISSN number. You copy this ISSN number and click Control F. In between there is a hyphen. You just remove it. When you search the ISSN number, you can find here the journal name is structures. Now, most important thing here is the first column that is called as source ID. Source ID means after the publisher created this journal name structures and they are running that journal for 2-3 years, and when they apply for indexing, this is the initial ID were given for this journal. For example, when you go for an admission to some institute, initially they will give some duplicate number or some initial number, some registered number kind of thing. Okay, that's the source ID for this journal. So this is the ISSN. ISSN has two types. One is online ISSN, another one is printed ISSN. Years ago, once I listened to a lecture of Professor Kamakoti, currently director of IIT Madras. So he said during their days, during the research works, they have to write the article and courier or through post to the journals, and they will send the copy to the reviewers. Then these review comments will see that's how the process happens. So during those days, printed ISSN was there. ISBN is for books. You can see any textbooks backside you will have ISBN, some numbers will be there. That is ISBN, International Standard Book Number. ISSN, International Standard Serial Number, is for research journals. Okay. So this journal has online version, but they don't have a printed version. I had an experience once I published a research article in American Standard Texting and Materials. So after the journal is getting published, after 6 months, we received a book volume as a hard copy we received to our institute. And I just explored this book, and in backside they mentioned ISSN printed versions. That number only they have mentioned. In online they are using online ID, but in printed they are using the backside they are using the ISSN printed version numbers. Okay, that's the difference between. So that online version also called as electronic version. Both are same only, but in journals to journal websites, some journals they mention online ISSN. Some journals they will say printed versions. That's the difference. Now here it is mentioned active. So this is a fourth confirmation for us to know this journal is all currently indexed in Scopus. The fifth option. The fifth option is very simple. You have some details. This Google, not the the journal link. This is the journal link, and this is the ISSN number. With all this information in Scopus, when you scroll down at last, there is an option called Contact Us, and in this Contact Us, there are options for mail to call, or there is a chatbot kind of options also available. You can prefer any one option, and you inform them that I need to know this journal is active or inactive, okay, through email or phone. And recently they've included a chatbot, maybe that is missed now. Through email even you can submit. Yeah, this is the chatbot, chat with us. So when you click here and you just send a message, this is the fifth option. You send a message to the this Scopus support center stating that this is the journal name and this is the ISSN number. This is the link of the journal. I like to know whether the journal is indexed or not, or active or inactive, so that you will get an information within 24 hours stating that it is indexed or not. Okay. So this is the check for finding the journal is indexed in Scopus or not. So we check the sample one journal and that is fine, that is indexed in Scopus. Okay. Now similarly, you will see another journal not from elsewhere. I will pick another journal from Springer. Springer, there is a journal named Energy, Ecology and Environment. So this journal has an, see here, electronic print ISSN, right? So I pick this electronic ISSN number. And go to the Excel sheets and select here and move that hyphen. So this is the journal name Energy, Ecology, Environment, and this journal is also currently active. Right? This journal is also currently active. Now, if you are researchers working related to energy, you can see when you sort it properly, all these energies were coming under one umbrella where this energy are to this energy. If you are closely related working with energy, these are all some of the related journals. Similarly, environment, there is a huge list. These videos, ethics. If you are working on ethics, there are few journal related ethics. Okay, that, but all we need to check whether it's active or not. That's very important. The second journal also we have checked that is active. Okay. Now these are all about to check the journal is indexed in Scopus or not. The second is we are going to find whether this both journal is also indexed in Web of Science or not. So Web of Science, this is the website. When you click Master Journalist, you will get NJL Master Journalist. So this is the website. I'll share this link also in chat. Now, first I'll just pick the ISSN number of the structures. Just pick this ISSN number. Based in this master journal list. So it shows Science Citation Index expanded. See, Web of Science has 4 core collections. First is Science Citation Index expanded. Second is Social Science. Third is Arts and Humanities. Fourth is Emerging Source Citation Index. Now, this belongs to Science Citation Index expanded. Actually, other than Emerging Source Citation Index, other 3 are highly reputed and that is very difficult to publish in these quality journals. Quality work always get published in these quality journals, but little bit to the Scopus or to certain level. Emerging source citation also belongs to the above science, but little bit comparatively than the above 3. This the last one is a little bit easy. Okay. Why, if you can see, when I put a keyword called structures, for example, I will get multiple search results. 184 results were found. But when I put the ISSN number, I get only one exact match. So you want exact match, or you are going to search 184 and you are going to search what is very structure, very structure. Always better use the ISSN number. That's a unique number. How each and everybody will has an Aadhaar ID. It's a number, is an individual number, right? Maybe passport. We have a unique identification number. Similarly, every research journal has a unique number, that is the ISSN number. Okay, now we will check for another journal in Springer. The Springer one also we will just check. I just copy the electronic ISSN number. And here also we need to check the abstracting and indexing, whether anything about this above science. Yes. Here they mention emerging source citation index, and it is also in Scopus. Okay, this is also one type of check you need to do. Okay, I just go to this master journalist website. I just paste the ISSN number, and the journal came Energy, Ecology, Environment, and it shows emerging source citation index. So this confirms that the journal is the journal we checked. Both journals are currently indexed in Scopus and above science. Some journals will be indexed only in above science. Some journals will be indexed in only in Scopus. Some journals will be indexed in both. Many researchers prefer both. Why? Because in case in future, if Scopus is not indexed, at least above science will be indexed. If above science is not indexed, also they don't worry, Scopus will be indexed. So that always having both will be better, but that is not mandatory. Whatever journals that is mostly related to your work, where your experts are publishing their research article, focus on such journals and check that journal is indexed in Scopus or not. Scopus or above science. Very simple search in above science, and this scope, the master journal list. This is managed by a website called Clarivate. Here, the Clarivate is the main company. They manage all those things. Elsewhere is for Scopus, and Clarivate is for this Web of Science master journal list. Okay, this is how we need to check the indexed in Scopus and Web of Science. Next most important thing is there are multiple other journals. You can see these are some journals. You pay 1,500 rupees within several hours. They put UGC approved and all those things. These are all not a reputed journal. Similarly, these are all not indexed in Scopus and above science. These journals are not indexed in Scopus and above science. We may see these journals, it's look easy, it's very easy to understand, no formatting, very simple, 6 hours, 1 day, 2 hours, like within 2 days or 6 days they publish, and the PDF will be available, some certificates they will give, but it is not considered for any reputed accreditations. So don't publish your article in unindexed, cloned, predatory and other journals. Next, you need to know what is the difference between indexing and listing. For example, this is the website of Anna University Research website. When you go to this journal, they have a journal list. When you click this journal list, you can see many journals, that is indexed in Scopus, above science. All these journals are there. What is the reason they are adding all these journals? What is the reason? Because many researchers unknowingly they are publishing their hard work research work in unindexed, predatory, and cloned, and some kind of not a reputed journals. Because of this, they are not eligible for PhD. Sometimes they are not eligible for promotions. Their appraisals that marks were not assessed. There are multiple problems. So to avoid that issues, they created a list of journals. All are quality, high quality journals that is managed properly by both indexing persons as well as the publishers that alone were added here. Therefore, the research students will not make much mistakes. But this is not followed in all the journals, all the institutes. Some institute they have a list, some institute they don't have. Okay, that depends. Next is this is a list provided by the university for their faculties and their students. Kindly publish their article in this. Similarly, ABDC, which is Australian Business Deans Council, they have a list of journals. So if you search here, maybe uh, marketing, for example, and the field of research, you just click again marketing, and when you click filter, here there's a journal rating. The journal rating is A star is the high quality one, then A, then B, and C. Hopefully, all we could have seen our bachelor's, master's, or grades sometimes, right? Near to that your marks. Similarly, this journal has various ratings starting from A star, A, B, and C. Now you can see this journal is B, C, different. Okay. If you are planning for your postdoc in Australia or some of the other, you are a master students, you are planning for PhD in Australia, they prefer whether your research article is comes under the EBDC quality list, EBDC journal quality list. So similarly, there is another one called as NAS rated, that is National around Agriculture Academy Sciences, something like that. NAS rated. Yeah, National Academy of Agriculture Sciences. So they release every year on January 1st, 2025, next maybe 2026. They release a list. That list consists of nearly a good number of research journals, and here the score is there, right? The NAS score. This NAS score should be more than 4. That are somewhere good. Okay. So these are all various organizations, various institute provide a list. List is different, index is different. You should not get confused. Should not get confused by UGC care list. Should not come. UGC care list is not an index. NAS score is not an index. ABDC is not an index, right? Similarly, Anna University, the list is not an index. There is a list. They have a list of journals. They mention that these are all quality journals, and they provide a list. But index is totally different. Should not compare that list with the index globally recognized majorly to Scopus and above. PubMed medical researchers, but even the PubMed journals also has to be checked whether that is in Scopus or above science. Okay, I think with this is index part is done. Next, we will move on to the 1 second. Yeah. So I'll just show you a journal. You need to tell me that whether this journal is currently indexed or not. Maybe I'll shoot this journal link in the chat. Okay. So just click this link. The journal name is Graduate Review Journal, and the website they have mentioned Scopus link. Scopus link is provided, and they mentioned 2,360 only article. And when you go to this archive, the issues, I'll just pick some random issues, the year 2022, And a single year, how many articles got published is nearly 134 articles are published from K.R. Mangalam, Shingath, then Government Engineering Colleges, Aditya, Mahatma Gandhi, Petroleum, P.S. Rangasamy, Lovely Professional, Manav Ranchana, you can see Marwadi University. Many good universities are Ambedkar Institute, right? Raisoni, Kurukshetra. You can find some of the top institutes, Karunya Institute. Many good institutes are there, but these research journal is indexed or not indexed. Actually, this journal is not an index. Some persons they just develop this website, and when you click this Scopus source ID, it is mentioned till 2025. Content coverage also 2025. Some articles were added, but the main problem is this is not the original journal website. I'll tell you. Uh, this is the original journal link, but this is the original journal link, but this is the fake link which is created by some unknown people, and suddenly you see this 2360, and immediately you think, oh, my article is getting published in very short time, just very cheap price, and many researchers publishing here. Even recently, I'll show you maybe very recent one. I'll click this issue for 2025. Nearly 50 authors. 50 authors. In this year, in the month of Jan, nearly 64 authors. They have wasted their research article. During this COVID and other times, many researchers they see every month the 50 numbers, for example, 50 to 60. So you take 50 into nearly 600 article. Again, 600 into we just put maybe 2000, 300 something is that I collected. Somewhere around 13 lakh 80,000 per year just by using a clone journal, and I just tell 300 articles. In 300 articles, minimum each and every article you put some 3 to 5 authors, or if you put 5 authors, 3 5 nearly 1500 professors. Their hard 3500 is a huge number. In that number, many researchers their articles are getting wasted in these website. The one reason is they are not able to identify the research article, the journal which they are submitting is indexed or not. Okay. So we are doing a lot of research work. Maybe in a year, you spend 2 years, 3 years, some institute. During my postdoc time at IIT Delhi, this journal selection they spend a huge time. For them, they don't get much problem in top institutes like IITs because they publish their research article in most of the reputed journals. The reputed journals are managed by top publishers like Elsewhere, Springer, Taylor and Francis, Emerald, Wiley, Sage, and like Cambridge University Press. Some of the top publishers. So they don't have much problems. As well as some of the professional society. There are a lot of professional society like IEEE, ASTM, American Standard Testing Materials, AC, ASME. Then good number of professional societies are available. That they are managing some of the journals. So you don't have much problem. But many private publishers are coming in, and this year the journal will be indexed in Scopus, and next year may not be. Okay, so you have to be very careful when you are doing excellent research work is fine, but the end process is finally it should be published in an indexed journal. That is very important. Now I'll just I think with this part is done. So you have any queries, please you can ask in the chat box. Okay. Now the second part of this session. So what I like to share is related to uh, the topic selections. How to select the high impact topic. Can I just okay. There are different ways to check the high impact topics. How we can select it? First, my personal suggestion is always take a topic based on your interest. Based on your interest. Why? Because in any research works, we have to face a lot of multiple uh, issues and all, right? So if it is based on your interest, don't choose based on your guide interest or you've done your bachelor's work, you have a little bit of experience on. Really are you interested? In bachelor's, you have a 4 members team. There one member will be interested, another will not be interested. So check whether you are interested or not. Take the topic that is related to your future career. Your future career. That is very important. Such a way, such topics you need to take. And in that topic, pick a good guides. Okay, first thing is your research interest. That is very important. The next is we can take a high impact topic based on the very recent literature, past 6 months to 1 year literature, not the 3 5 other years. Very recent 6 months to 1 year literature, because this 1 year literature maybe the research work has been done 3 years before or 2 years before or 1 year before. So take last 6 months or last 1 year, you collect few closely related articles which you wanted to work and just go through and find what can be after 5 years. Based on that, you have to choose a topic. For example, recently talked to some engineers from IT and computer science disciplines like this AI, ML, deep learning, and the other techniques, and they said within 2 to 3 years, the hologram concept will come. That is the future. So if you know that is the future, then you have to work on that. For example, I am from civil engineering discipline. What will be the future is block by block construction, which is precast technology. Any building is constructing, a block will come, they will just fix it and they will complete and they will go. That's all, because very less number of laborers, many number of engineers. So that is the future. 3D printing, constructing a building using 3D printing, that is the future. So you have to choose such topics, not the topics 10 years before, mixing some kind of material with concrete and something and say my strength is higher comparatively than normal concrete. That's the old story. High impact topics. Okay. Next is whatever topics you choose, that should be feasible, that should be practically applicable in future. And the topic which you are choosing, you need to think that if you are a research student, that should be completed in 3 to 5 years. You need to check that out. Okay. And any project topic, the research question is very important. What is the research question? For simple example, if you are going to doing research on air pollution, for example, in air pollution, if you are taking a topic on economic cost in the sense, because of air pollution, how much amount is getting lost and how much cost is getting lost. Because of air pollution, for example, I am having a health issue, and today I am getting leave. So that is a parameter aligned with that economic cost, for example. So such topics if you are taking, because air pollution or certain pollution, maybe in Delhi or certain place, it's not yesterday came and after some days it's gone, and it's not like that. It's an existing problem. It's a very serious problem. So how we are planning to solve that? You have very limited 3 years. In 3 years, can you solve that problem or not? Or in that problem, something a key indicators. That is the main reason for this. So how to solve that? Are you working for that? And when you think about taking a research topic, think whether it is feasible. That is very important. And one more important suggestion is when you pick a certain topic, sometimes you don't have any idea about all this topic. There is another idea which is uh, there are many PhD topics. PhD call for in internet, like websites like UK PhD, Find the PhD, Scholars DB. Then there is a website called Iraccess. And these websites you will find multiple PhD positions from abroad universities, maybe in US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and other developed countries. So they share research topic, and we need a research student to work on these topics. So those topics and those areas, the people are working in abroad countries. They are starting now. Just now they are starting. They are doing for their country, their context. If you like to do for Indian cities and Indian context, and if you think that kind of study will be helpful to India, we can use those topics also. Obviously, those PhDs and other topics will not be just some, because all those topics they give full PhD scholarship. For that full PhD scholarship, it's not a easy. Okay. So in other countries, when you pick some topics from developed nations, whether check whether that is aligning with uh, Indian context or not. That topics also you can. But majorly, uh, I believe many researchers just focusing on only publication and completing and getting the degree. Other than that, I know many undergrad students and PhD students. They do their research for just 3 years and 6 years, 3 months and 6 months or 1 year, and they develop a good project, good product, and finally they became an entrepreneur and they're excelling well. Some of the top some startups from IITs and BITS, Pilani and other institutes you can see. But I have seen many researchers. They do research for 3 years, 5 years, even 7 years. But finally they publish and go to academia. Then the track will be totally different. So when you do a research work, think using this knowledge, how we can start a startups or some kind of industry in future. Such a way you have to. Okay, I will just answer some of the queries. Dear Professor, this is useful. Thank you, Professor. How to identify clone journals? Okay, I'll just share my screen. See, identifying clone journals, there is not a separate website to tell you this is the clone journal. But I have teached you now how to find the right journal. How to find the right journal? Their Excel sheets were there, and you go to this website and you can find. And one more hint I will provide you. For example, you need to submit your article in the right website. For example, I'll pick the journal name structures. Okay. Yeah, okay, this is the journal name structures. Okay. You need to know whether it is we are submitting to the right link or not. You go to this website and click the submit your article, so it will go to the right link. That is one option. Second option is copy this ISSN number. There's a website called Simago. When you go to the Simago website, this also belongs to elsewhere their product. Just copy the ISSN number, so you will get this journal name. Just click here, and when you scroll down, you can see here home page of that journal. When you click this home page of this journal, you can find the link where you will find the submission, the same link. Because recently, the Science Direct is there, right? The top Science Direct. In this Direct also, another S is added, and this name right slightly they have changed it and they made a fake websites. fake website. It looks like an original journal, the screen and everything, but that's not the original one. This is the right website, sciencedirect.com. The direct, yes, also if you add some websites will be coming. So please don't publish in an unindexed or cloned or some kind of fake journals. Any other queries, participants would like to? Simago list is SEA journals. There is a way to find correctly journal list. See, uh, I think what you are expecting is where we can find the clone journal list, predictory journal list, or unindexed journals, another list. There are multiple websites, but that will not cover the entire cloned list. If you search in Google, you will find cloned list of maybe 100, 500, 2000, 3000. That is fine. That much numbers only. But remaining 500 or remaining 1000 will not be available. Director journals also, there is a website called Well List. There are multiple websites. I can share the link in the group or in the mail even I will be sharing that link. But not the entire numbers will not be there. But the entire numbers of indexed in Web of Science is easy to check. The entire total number of indexed in Scopus is easy to check. So better follow that. In journal website Gmail, it's not like that process. Gmail, it doesn't mean like that. There are journals with Gmail also getting indexed in Scopus. Clone list looks like the same, similar repetitive one, but that's not a relative. But most of the good journals, even there are websites will be good, email ID also will be good, but that journal also finally will be a clone journal. That's also. But please learn. Even these recordings will be shared. Please practice for 10 to 15 journals related to your discipline. Simple. You go to your experts in Google Scholar. Everybody will have some experts name in Google Scholar, right? Go to them, their profile, and take some 5 to 10 journals and copy that the ISSN number of that journal, paste in Scopus, also paste in Web of Science, and check whether it is indexed or not. Practice for 5 to 10 journals, and in Scopus I said 5 checks, kindly follow it. How to find the quartile of the journal? Quartile is different than index. Quartile ranking is Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. The website called Simago, we can check it. So, that is not an objective of this session, but uh, I will just share the things. We have limited time. So this is a website you can, for example, I'm just searching a term called civil engineering maybe. When I put a keyword here and searching, okay, here you need to put journal rank. Relatively, what are the subjects you are belongs to? Just search here. Engineering. I'm just for an example. In engineering, maybe I'll just put civil and structural. So there, this is the ranking Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Always remember one thing: these rankings will not be the same. I'll tell you one research article I have published in the year 2018. During that time, it is in Q4. The journal ranking in Q4, but currently it is in Q1. So don't evaluate any researcher based on this quartile ranking. Many institutes may follow, but these quartile ranking, citation metrics, uh, these impact factors, SGI ranking, site score, all these are to evaluate the performance of the journal, not the performance of the authors. Please remember, all the site score, SGI ranking, impact factor, quartile, all these things are to check the performance of the journals. Journal has to grow from Q4 to Q3, Q3 to Q4.